All right, what's going on, everybody? Quick update, and I also want to say I apologize for all the algae particles floating in the water. Every time I have my hands in the tank now, I get out the toothbrush and scrub the rocks a little bit more in areas, just trying to get some of the brown algae detritus stuff off. But anyway, my last video, I basically, told you that I had some more corals, some more frags on order. Um, I was going to wait, and the main reason why is because I feel like I feel like I need to wait and let my tank mature more before adding any more corals, because it's just not there yet. Like I said, I still have brown algae detritus since the reboot. What are we going on? I know it's been at least 2 to 3 months, hasn't it? Something like that. So, I mean, I've got a few months going in so far. And the thing is, like, my frags are all growing and they're encrusting. So I have that, but the problem is that they're not coloring back up. I mean, the majority of them are still kind of brown and they're not showing colors. I'm not sure. Please chime in. Let me know in the comments any other recommendations for this. I mean, I really want to get the corals colored up, and I don't understand why I'm having such an issue. And the only thing in my mind I can think of is just the maturity of the tank itself. I'm running the Trident. It does, I think I'm running 6 tests a day. Alkalinity, calcium, magnesium, they're staying completely stable. My alkalinity runs between 8 and 8.3. That's like the only fluctuation really I'm getting. The calcium is right now running about right around 450, and the magnesium is 1350. A couple times a week I'm testing nitrates and phosphates. Actually, by the test, I'm actually dosing a little bit of that. My phosphates I have nailed down at 0.03. My nitrates I have at 5. My lights, I checked par all around the tank, all over the top level where all the acroporas are, and running about 350 on all of them. So, I mean, right around that, and they're not all exactly 350, but right around that. That's the average. My salinity is 35. I maintain it at that. Temperature, I'm running 78. When I've been doing an ICP test every single month. I just sent another one off a few days ago. On each of them, everything is in line. Like, all the trace elements are adequate and in the ranges, other than my potassium and iodine was a little bit low. I've bought supplements for it, and I'm supplementing a little bit of that, and I now have that in range. So I'm not sure really what else I can do. I don't know why my corals still aren't coloring up. I don't know how much time it actually takes. I just don't know. Kind of lost in that aspect. Like I said, the only thing I can think of has something to do with the maturity of the tank. I don't know if it's some kind of bacteria I'm missing. I'm feeding the corals, so daily I'm using the Red Sea AB Plus. I also have, as far as frozen food, I have I can't remember if it's like clam eggs or what are oyster eggs, something like that. I'm putting that in twice a week, and I also dose phytoplankton. So I just don't know. I mean, I feel like everything on paper to me looks perfect, but yet, my frags are, for the most part, just not coloring back up. So I don't know. Anyway, let me know any recommendations that everybody has. It's like I said, it's been over 20 years in saltwater, but within 2 years is the first time I've ever had SPS corals. So this is my first run ever with SPS. So I'm still trying to figure out things and get a handle on all of it. But it's like I said, they appear to be healthy. I see, even for SPS, I see a lot of like good looking like polyp extension when I dump the AB plus in there. They look really happy. It's just, they're not coloring back up. And I thought after a couple months, maybe they would. Maybe it takes longer. I don't know. All right, let's go over real quick. I've got the filter on here. I don't know how well we'll be able to see this paper, but here's what I got from Top Shelf Aquatics. So, a grape ape, fruity pebbles, Bifrost Millie, hypnotic haze Millie, and TSA orange sickle. So I ordered all these off the Halloween sale they had, where they were basically all these were like half price. They just now arrived today because they had a hurricane come through Florida last week, so the shipments got delayed, or they delayed them being shipped out. So they had called me about it, and TSA so far, I'm just super happy with them. Seems like great customer service and a good company. Never really had any issues in what I've ordered from them. Usually all the frags, so I have the saw that I'm using to cut the frags off the plugs when they come in, and then I also dip them, and then I bring them and glue them in the tank. All the frags in here now, I believe, have come from Top Shelf Aquatics. And usually when I dip them, I normally don't see anything in the container or the water after I dip them. But today, these that I got in, I should have done a little video and just shown it, just to document it and things, but there were a couple of what looked like pods on there. But the only interesting one that I hadn't seen before, there were a couple super tiny, thin, little black worm looking things. And I mean, they look like tiny little hairs in the water just squiggling around. And the dip got them off and they died, but not sure what they were. So I don't know if they were, a good thing or bad thing. I know, the pods are fine, but some things that I've seen, I have bought frags previously when I was setting up my son's tank. My first run at Acropora, I bought some from a couple other companies or vendors. And when I would dip them, I found all kind of little things like brittle stars and just all kind of things were falling off of them when I got them. So at that point, I decided to only order my frags from one reputable company. So if I ended up with something, then I could say, hey, that's where it came from. Now, go figure, when I did the reboot, I did drain down the tank, citric acid. You can go back and watch the video of all the stuff I did. Cleared everything out, re-dipped all the corals that I had currently at the time before reintroducing them into the tank. So I shouldn't have any kind of pest whatsoever on the Acropora. I've been pretty cautious with that. It's like I said, if you've been watching my videos, The only thing issue I have is fermented snails, and I believe that I've narrowed that down to them coming in as hitchhikers on cleanup crew on snail shells, because I've actually found them on a few snail shells. Now, each of the snails that come in, I do take a soft bristle toothbrush and just kind of lightly go over them to knock off anything I can. But when you order in 30, 40, 50 of them, you know, it gets to be kind of a painful task. But it's something that I still did, trying to keep things out of the tank. And I don't know, you know, I'm guessing something still slipped through. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, fermented snails are back in the tank, and I'm just gonna have to deal with that. All right, let's look at the new corals that I have. One I put over here on the corner, and that one is going to be the Hypnotic Haze Millie. Next up, let me zoom in, see how this looks. All right, well, the fish will stay out of the way. Next up, that one is going to be the orange sickle. Right beside it, that one's going to be the grape ape. It's pretty cool. You can't tell with this filter and stuff like that. It doesn't capture things well on camera, but it's pretty much green, got a green tint to it, and purple branches. And the polyps are kind of whitish, they appear to be. Looks pretty cool. The one that's the coolest as far as right out of the bag is the Fruity Pebbles. Looking on my phone here for this video, it doesn't do it justice whatsoever. It really looks awesome. It has some like dark red that kind of glimmers in the light. It has some pink, has some green to it. Looks really cool. And then the last one is the Bifrost Millie on the corner there, on the end. It doesn't look that great right now, but hopefully it'll look better. So anyway, you know, if you look at the corals, I mean, the blue tort looks fine, but that one's supposed to be, it's called the Fuzz, and it's supposed to be like these yellowish colors. It's pretty much browned out. This one right here, I can't remember. I want to say it was called like Red Cadillac or something like that. But it's supposed to be yellow and have red polyps. And it's got a little bit of yellowish to it left, but it looks like it's browning out. That guy's supposed to be Red Planet, and it was like red and green when it came in, and now it looks like it's browning out. So, you know, like I said, I probably should have waited on getting any more frags or corals in, you know, until the tank matures and I get the rest of this straightened out. But on the other hand, too, I really wanted to go ahead and load up the tank and get everything growing so that, I mean, I know they do grow at different speeds and rates, but so they're kind of growing in with each other. And the other thing is, I've read several things that say even when corals are browning out, you know, don't have no fear, because, you know, you do the right things and you can get them to color back up. I've read several articles stating that, so I have high hopes. You know, they're still growing, so it's not like any of them are dying off. So I have high hopes that I'll still be able to get them all to color up and looking good over time. But anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know any comments you have. Anything else that maybe I should try. I mean, I don't know really anything else I can do that I'm not already doing. But anyway, let me know.